Hello, Vivian, and welcome back to Take Two. This is the podcast where we review TV and film. If you want to do this on YouTube and or Spotify, sorry if the desk is at a wonky angle. Now, we're doing two episodes of Take Two today, Saturday the 6th of April. No, it's not the 6th at all, it's the 9th of April. Yeah, I'll say on that. No. The 8th of April. Sorry, it's the 8th of April. Today we're reviewing a film I saw on Friday, the 7th of April 2023. Because the UK didn't get on Netflix on Christmas Day, like the rest of the world did. And it's called Matilda the Musical. Sorry about that small error. So, why am I talking about Matilda the Musical? Well, the film came out recently here in the United Kingdom. Because we didn't get it UK and Ireland, shall we say, because Ireland also didn't get it on Christmas Day either, because we've got the same Netflix. So this has come out digitally for purchase and download and DVD. So I watched the film and I saw all the added bonus features, but we won't talk about them. Now, this will be a spoiler, as much spoiler free as possible to the film, but really we can't do that. I was trying to be all hip, but no. So, you're probably also wondering where's the stand. Well, it's because I thought I'll go professional I'll try and hold it and see what we do. We have got our official stand that won't fit on the desk by the side of me if you're watching the YouTube video version. Let me just get it to show you. If you're watching the YouTube video version, you can see a stand. Whether or not I can pop the stand in front of me and make it sound any better is another question for a completely different day. But we're trying it. It turns out, right? We just on the screen a little bit more so we can move it. There we go. So if we attempt it, let's attempt it, shall we, guys? Let's attempt it. So Matilda the Musical was a very, let me just put it right directly in front of me. Was a very good film. This isn't gonna work, is it? It was a very, very good film. Let me just put it there then. Let's see if this was a very good film. Why, you might ask? It's not going to work. Why, you might ask? Well, it is a good film because it's... I know from a fact that Tim Minchin, the Australian musician and comedy musician, a comedian, I'm going to call him a comedian, he might not call himself that. Anyway, he wrote the film and the musical version of the Roald Dahl book. It's not saying this is this isn't a reboot of the Danny DeVito original, because the Danny DeVito original was an American adaptation of the book, which is British, because Roald Dahl's British, I think he's British anyway. So this is a British version of the musical, which is already spent 10 years in the West End. They've added songs that you all remember and know and love from the musical stage version, and he's also written in some new songs to make the musical more, let's say, so you can still go and watch Matilda the Musical on stage and not feel like you've already seen it because you've seen the film adaptation of it, which is slightly different. There's more cast members in the film than there is in the stage musical. Sorry about that error. I've personally never seen the stage musical. I would love to one day, but as of now, I've never actually seen it. So the film was the first version I've seen of it. Now, I think she's called Ashley, but I'm not 100% sure. But the woman that played Matilda did a fantastic British accent because she's Irish, which is even better because it means that we've got an Irish actor being in it doesn't happen that often, let's say. By the sound of it from the Late Show, because Ireland very rarely get accepted into the Oscars, but they got several Oscars this time around. Anyway, so the film itself has a great cast. Sindhuvi, I'll name some of the cast members that are in it. So we've got Sindhuvi, Emma Thompson, not Ivor Graham, Stephen Graham, that's him. They're the only names I can think of that are well known. I have, from watching the behind the scenes, learned the way they did all the music in it. So they had Emma Thompson didn't go to a studio and record any of the songs. She did when they wanted to release the soundtrack afterwards, yes, I know that. But to film the film, she stood in those places where she filmed it, and they in an earpiece in her ear, which had the backing track in it, and she sang her heart out. With revolting, we are revolted children living in revolted time. That, yeah. Whoa, yeah. They did not sing this in a recording studio and then mime along. So if you're watching the YouTube video, you'll see me mime. See, I'm not really good at miming. That's why the audio listeners on Apple would be glad they didn't see me mime. Anyway, mime singing, that is. Anyway, so they did do it afterwards for the soundtrack, to release the soundtrack, because every film that has a soundtrack, you have to release the soundtrack for fans to listen to later on. But they didn't do that in the studio. They built this set and they went and they started saying they sang it live, right? Live. So they pressed record and went sing, and if they messed up, they couldn't. They sang live. They did this several times. 90% of these kids hadn't actually done any TV film before. And I think all of them have never. I don't recognise any of the children from anything else. But I don't think any of them done this before. So they did an outstanding performance. Obviously, the adult actors were incredible, but knowing now that these children never acted before in their lives, and then they went on to do this, that is incredible. The talent in this film is glorious. I'll give this a 10 out of 10. Would watch again. I would highly recommend it. 21. And the story, I'll explain the story. So the story is Matilda Wormwood has never gone to school, and she's really, really clever. Now, if they made a grittier drama of this, like a 10-part series called Matilda, which is like a drama for adults or teens, they could have explored the magical power side, because they've never really explored that in any of the films properly, and gone, oh my, I've got powers, none of that. Anyway, so the whole film, so it starts off with, so Matilda, she's never gone to school, the parents realise they have to take her to school, and the dad's like a business mogul, the mother is a stay-at-home mum, I think. I'm not 100% sure, she didn't seem to have a job. And it goes through how then the authorities get involved, and she, Miss Honey, who is the nice character in the film, says, do you want to come to school to Matilda? And then they have the whole her going to school saga. Whilst at the same time we meet Emma Thompson's Miss Trunchbull, which actually didn't require that much prosthetics, a little bit, but she wore a fat suit, like the suit was padded. And so then we had Matilda at the school, and she had to try and stop Miss Trunchbull, at the same time making Miss Honey happy. And at some point in the film, she discovers she has powers, and we already know she's a talent at this point, but she somehow discovers she has powers. They don't really go into that much. It's just she knows she has powers, she uses them, and everything's alright. If HBO were going to make a 10-part series on Matilda, and it's like a really, really dark program, and it's for adults, because they wanted to emphasise on Matilda's horrible parents, they want to emphasise on the whole magical, they want to emphasise, or teens, 15, I don't know, then they could explore the powers more. I want to see that Matilda, like a grittier Matilda, like a heavy, dark drama. That would, and because we need a version that emphasises on the powers. But overall, it doesn't say don't watch the original Danny DeVito, the new one's better. No, they're two different things. Matilda was a film based on the Roald Dahl books, right? Matilda the musical is based off the West End musical that's based off the books. So Tim Minchin had read the book, turned into a stage musical, 10 years later turned into a film. That has got out to do with the American original film that was based directly from the books. Because that's its own thing, this is its own thing. You can't compare them because they're not the same. I'll say that again. Can't compare them because they're not the same. I think all actors in this do fantastic job. The kid's incredible. I wish we saw more of the bully child, the blonde-haired one. I don't know what she's called. The one that wears a beret. I don't think she wears a beret correctly, but I don't know the correct way to wear a beret. So there you have it. My review of the film Matilda the musical. I would highly recommend it for anyone that likes film musicals. So I've got my little box now because I was about to get tangled up in the wire, so I didn't want to get tangled up. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.